There has been some rumors or speculations saying that the United States may launch a sanction against China's EDA because China is seriously lagging behind on this technology. Do you think the statement would come true?
First of all, the concept of AI being used to speed up semiconductor design is becoming pretty widely accepted. NVIDIA has some of the largest supercomputers in the world on their facilities to give their engineers a lead in design tools. And so you can pretty much bet that the artificial intelligence you can run on those will accelerate design and optimize design in terms of power, performance, and area of current and future NVIDIA chips. The EDA design vendors, design tool vendors are providing those kind of capabilities. And as you mentioned, that's primarily a US-based initiative. However, I do believe that Chinese industry's investments in AI are pretty dramatic. There's been some research published just lately that shows that China has a significant lead in terms of number of AI-trained engineers coming out of Chinese universities, and the number of startups that are well-funded by industry and government to produce AI-based platforms. They will initially use the US-based design firms' tool set to produce competitive platforms for indigenous as well as export use. So I would suspect that most of them are more focused right now on the end product of having a platform that's competitive with an Intel, an AMD, NVIDIA, Broadcom. And so they're going to be more focused on the output, not so much the tool chain, because the output is where the real economic value is derived, more so than the tool chains. So I don't think that now, if the U.S. government were to get involved, and there's rumors to that effect, the U.S. government may step in and take a look at the availability of U.S. technology for chip design and question whether that should be widely available to Chinese firms. I mean, I think that's a potential threat. And if that were to transpire, I would imagine that the Chinese organizations would very quickly ramp up their capabilities to produce EDA tools, indigenous EDA tools for indigenous chip design and fabrication. So I think that's eventually going to happen. And I think any U.S. government involvement could accelerate that, but it still takes quite a long time to be able to turn those tools into something that's readily usable and competitive with the US-based platforms. But I think Chinese industry and government has demonstrated patience and willingness to look at the long-term health of the Chinese industrial landscape. So I don't think the timing would be a significant factor in terms of long-term competitiveness.
China didn't realize the importance of EDA until 2 or 3 years ago. Do you think it's a little bit too late for China to catch up now?
I don't believe so. And the question is, do they have to fully catch up? I don't think they have to fully catch up. They have to close the gap. And by closing the gap, you can start to have good enough chips with good enough manufacturing process nodes to provide a viable alternative for Chinese businesses to evaluate the output of that and compare it to an Intel, AMD, or NVIDIA, or Broadcom, or Qualcomm platform. So no, I don't think it's too late at all. I think China is looking at the entire supply chain and design life cycle, and will continue to enhance internal indigenous capabilities across the entire supply chain, so to reduce dependence on suppliers such as the United States, which have proven to be sometimes less than helpful.